Hello to the one viewer that is out there. Nice to see you. To see you, nice. Sure, you will reveal yourself in the chat momentarily. Oh, one like. Thank you. I haven't done anything yet, but I'm looking forward to answering the many more questions that are going to come my way. Right. Oh, 4 viewers. Excellent. Hello, gang. Welcome to this live Q&A. And nice to see you all back after a while. I did quite a few Q&As in February, but as it's now March, it's time for another one. I feel like it's a nice way to connect with my subscribers, especially on a sort of live stream basis. I kind of like that YouTube allow me to do this. Excuse me. Woo! Right, gonna rum and coke cleanse the palate. Oh, Cusack. Yes, nice to see you. I've been all right, thanks. Yeah, I will. I must check out your channel a bit more. Sorry, it's been a crazy last couple of years. I haven't had a chance to look at your stuff, but I will get back on that. So sorry about the delay. Yeah, it's going all right. Thanks, Jermaine. It's okay. Yeah, it's not bad. Been trying to relax, but also trying to do things at the same time. So trying to be productive. But lately, I have been sort of stuck at home a few days, which is not good really for the mental health. But always try and go for a walk every day to clear my head. Ah, the one has returned. Hello, nice to see you again, Dawson. Hello, nice to see you, Dawson. Yeah. And Cusack, I wanted to know actually. I want to ask you a question, Cusack. What is your thoughts on the new James Bond news about Amazon taking over? Shall respond to him later. Zane J52. I'm not sure who you are, but hello. I don't know if you've ever commented before. You're a new commenter. I mean, you've spelt my surname wrong, by the way. It's just Pajak. That's. Thank you. I wonder if you're someone maybe that I know. Yes, I know about Shrek 5. I've seen the the announcement teaser. Oh god. The one to rule them all. Yes, that you are. My precious, yes. Oh. Yeah, so how is everyone else? Yeah, I mean, Shrek kind of summed up that trailer himself with his line, "Who's making this stuff?" Oh god, I did a whole video about the Shrek 5 trailer, so check that out. Oh wow, you're gonna say you're done already? Oh okay, you're not gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna give it a chance and see what happens, but yeah, I can't say whether it'll be good or bad at the moment. I'd like to just know more about Bond 26. It'd be good for them to get a move on with it, but yeah. Dinobot, my old friend. Have you ever heard of Underground Ernie? No, not heard of it, I'm afraid. Yeah, you've already asked me about Shrek 5. I just mentioned that I've seen the trailer. I've done a whole video on it if you want my extended thoughts. But in short, I didn't like the trailer. Goodness me. Yeah, I wouldn't be against Chris Nolan to direct Bond. I'd welcome it actually. After Oppenheimer, I think it's a good choice. Maybe they're waiting for him to finish the Odyssey. Who knows? Skyfall. Ah, Very good choice, Dawson. Very good choice. It's better than watching Trolls. Yeah, that's fair enough, Cusack. That's you're entitled to your opinion, of course. I know there are obviously concerns about Amazon taking it over. Um, yeah, I respect Barbara and Michael for making the choice to hand it over, but you know, the proof of the pudding is in the eating, as we say in the UK. So we'll have to see when the next film comes out. If it feels too different, people will be turned off. But at this point, people will just be grateful for something to come out because it's been quite a few years now since No Time to Die. So it'd be good to have a confirmation of where we're going. Oh, Dawson, Trolls Band Together fan doesn't scare me. Royal Rue, hello. Yeah, there probably will be some spin offs. Um, oh, sorry, I'll get back to that. I'll get back to that later. Yeah, there probably will be. I just hope they're good, to be honest. I mean, as long as the films continue in this sort of tradition that they're in, I don't mind the spin-offs, but as long as it doesn't become too oversaturated. But again, we'll have to see when they release. Yeah. The Garfield movie last year. No, I didn't see it. Um, no, it didn't look very good, to be honest. Would you like to give that recommendation now of best story to see from each Doctor, second through 12? Oh, okay. So my favorite stories of each Doctor. God, excuse me. I've got a terrible cough. So I'm going to start with the first Doctor. So the first Doctor, I think the Daleks' master plan is his best story. It's his longest story, but it is his best. Then the second Doctor, the Mind Robber, is my favorite. The third Doctor, probably. That's a good. Oh, that's a difficult one. Been a while since I've seen the third Doctor. Um, Inferno is up there, or the Three Doctors. One of them two, I think. Maybe Inferno. Actually, I think Inferno. The fourth Doctor, probably the Deadly Assassin. The fifth Doctor, it's Caves of Androzani, without a doubt. The sixth Doctor, even though it's not a brilliant story, but it's his best one, probably Vengeance on Varos, unless you want to count the Ultimate Foe, which is part of Trial of a Time Lord. McCoy, oh god, probably Survival. I like Survival a lot, or because the Curse of Fenric. I can't remember. Yeah, I think Survival. I'll go with that. The Eighth Doctor only has the TV movie, really, unless you want to count Night of the Doctor, which is the mini-sode. So you can only really say the TV movie for that. Eccleston, I'm going to say his last story, which is Bad Wolf Parting of the Ways. It's a two-part story. David Tennant, for me, it's Utopia, Sound of Drums, Last of the Time Lords. That's my personal favorite Tennant story. Not everybody would agree with that, but it's my personal favorite. It's a three-part story. Matt Smith. Oh god, that's a tricky one. As for Matt Smith, Amy's Choice is a really good one. Oh god, what's my favorite Matt Smith story? I like his series 5 finale, the Pandora Opens, the Big Bang. That's really good. Oh, I don't know about Matt Smith. Oh god, Name of the Doctor is quite good, but I don't know if it's the best one. God Complex is really good. Oh god, I'm trying to think of all the Matt Smith stories now. That series 5. I'll say the Pandora Opens and the Big Bang just for now, but there might be one that I've forgotten. I'll come back to it at some point. And Peter Capaldi, I've not seen all of his stories, so I can't really answer that one. But yeah, that's all I can say for now. So I hope that helps. Okay. Right, where are we? Favorite Abby moments from Primeval. The part where she fights Caroline, I like. Uh, the part when she one. Well, in series 5, when she says she wants to marry Connor, was a good moment. The Abby and Connor kiss in series 3, episode 8, after he rescues Jack. That's a good one. And I'm trying to think what else. There's quite a few. There's probably some more. Um, mm, yeah. Yeah, that's all I can think of for now. But I might be able to answer that better when I rewatch the show. That's fair enough, Cusack. I'm sad to see that, but yeah, that's your choice. Totally respect that. Rank these Tim Burton films: Dumbo, Sweeney Todd, Alice in Wonderland, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Planet of the Apes. Fucking hell. Yeah, most of those I don't like actually, so that would be interesting. I think at the bottom I would put Planet of the Apes. I think that is probably his worst movie. It's so fucking bad. I mean, it looks good, the makeup's great, but the script and the story is awful. Um, then I would probably say Alice in Wonderland, then potentially Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, then Dumbo, and then Sweeney Todd. Sweeney Todd is easily one of the better Tim Burton movies. Right? Oh fuck! Where I keep losing the damn questions. I hate this. Rank these Johnny Depp performances: Jack Sparrow, the Mad Hatter, Willy Wonka, Edward Scissorhands, Sweeney Todd. Don't know. I can't really remember Edward Scissorhands. I don't know if I've seen it for a long time. So the worst one is Willy Wonka. Then probably the Mad Hatter. Then I'll say Edward Scissorhands. Then Sweeney Todd. Then Jack Sparrow. He's actually rather good at Sweeney Todd. What form? Oh, fucking stupid YouTube. I'm so sorry. I keep. What the fuck are we? What former Doctor Who actor has been the most successful post Doctor Who? Oh, okay. Since they left the show. All right, I see what you mean. I guess you could probably say David Tennant has probably been the most successful because he was so successful in the show. He's obviously been offered so many more opportunities since then, whereas most of the others are just known for Doctor Who, and they do come back and do Big Finish and whatever. And some have appeared in a few films, but I'd say David Tennant probably the most. Then maybe Matt Smith, but others have appeared in various things. Is Peter Capaldi the most overrated Doctor? If so, why? Yeah, I think I've answered this before. It's in my opinion, I like Peter Capaldi. I think he's good, but I don't get why people say he's one of the best. I think he does the dark stuff quite well. He gets dramatic when he wants to, but the comedy, I know it's not really his fault. They wrote the comedy in a way that felt like it was Matt Smith, so I didn't like his comedy much. And sometimes Capaldi's diction is difficult to understand for me. Um, so I found it harder to connect with him personally. And also, some of the writing in his era is very bad, so it didn't really encourage me to continue watching. But I really believe his passion for the show, though. He is a good actor, and he did his best with what he had. So yeah, that's just my opinion. I'm not sure about Nolan directing a Bond movie. Maybe. But then if you think about it, his film Tenet was basically like a sci-fi James Bond movie. Yeah. Could Daniel Craig play Doctor Who? Potentially not. I don't think it would suit him, to be fair. But you could argue there's many ways to play the Doctor. Um, but I think because he's James Bond, it'd be hard to unsee that. And I don't know if he would. He might have the comedic chops for it, but I don't know. I just somehow don't think Craig would. They'd find a good look for him as the Doctor. I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing about the classic Who Dinobot is the budget is low, so people who watch it have to understand that they were limited in those days. But you're welcome. Happy to help. Rank all the Bond actors. Well, I'm only going to do the 6 official ones because I don't care much for the unofficial ones like David Niven or whoever, or Barry Nelson. Is it Barry Nelson? Yeah, no, I don't care much for them. So number 6 is George Lazenby. Got some good moments, but ultimately just wasn't a good enough actor to carry the role. Number 5 is Pierce Brosnan. Sorry to Brosnan fans. I like Brosnan. I think he's all right. But his portrayal of Bond isn't as confident as some of the others, and doing an amalgamation of your predecessors isn't always a great thing. But he did have his moments. He was getting better as it went on, but his films also got worse for me. So that's a shame. Number 4 is Timothy Dalton. Only had 2 goes in it, but was very good. But if he'd had more time, he might have got higher on the list for me. 3 would probably have to be Roger Moore. I really do enjoy Roger Moore. He's fun. He's the fun Bond. 2 is Sean Connery, and then 1 is Daniel Craig for me. But that's just my opinion. Who is the most? I'm gonna kill this YouTube thing in a minute. Who is the most underrated Bond villain? That's a good question. I think Louis Jourdan as Kamal Khan is very underrated. Do you own all the Bond movies on DVD? I'll give you one better. I own all the Bond movies on Blu-ray. That is, I don't own the unofficial ones, but the 25 official movies I own on Blu-ray. I'm very content with that. Okay. Which Primeval series did you like the look of least and most? Oh, okay, I see what you mean. So aesthetically, 1 to 3 look kind of similar because some of the footage is kind of grainy. They didn't always have the best cameramen, as far as I'm concerned. Like some of the shooting style of the show is a bit rough. I know they're trying to maybe create some kind of rough look, but there are certain shots in the edit that look quite bad, in my opinion. As much as I like the show, there are definitely technical areas where it could improve on. Although the CGI they had was obviously great. So in terms of which series did I like the look of the most, it's going to shock you, but I might actually say series 4 and 5 together because they were filmed in higher definition. So aesthetically, they did improve on some of the cinematography that they were lacking in the first 3. The one that's the worst looking is potentially the first series. Even though I love the first series, it's just a case of it has the most shots that are like grainy and out of focus, and you can't really see what's going on. So it's a little bit amateur in that regard. But yeah, I still love the show. Is A Bug's Life underrated? Yes, it is underrated. I think it's a great film. Very funny, actually. Favorite werewolf design in a film or show you've seen? I like Remus Lupin in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I'll go with that. Or if not that, American Werewolf in London. What will be your reaction for later series? I've not had just 2 Matt Andersons, but for 3. Okay, I'm trying to understand that question. So basically, you're asking me what would my reaction be if the show had 3 Matt Andersons? Well, I certainly wouldn't care very much because I don't like that character, but it would just be more convoluted for me. Rank these filmmakers. I think I've actually done this before, but I will do it again as you've asked. Rank these filmmakers. Okay, so from that's a good question. Least favorite to favorite, even though I like all of them, I will say Gore Verbinski is probably at the bottom, even though I do really love Pirates of the Caribbean. Is the trilogy he made was really good. Then I would probably go with James Mangold. I really like Logan, but I don't like Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Then I'll go with Tim Burton for number 3 because a lot of his films are a mixed bag. Then Sam Mendes number 2. Then Christopher Nolan number 1. Are you excited for the Final Destination movie? Yes. I mean, I liked the series originally, even though it kind of ended with number 4 and then they made another one, number 5. I kind of enjoy them just as a guilty pleasure. They're just fun. I mean, they're not meant to be artsy cinema. The new one looks all right, so it'll be more of the same. So yeah, I'll go and watch it for the entertainment value. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, you put a lot of work into those films, man. You really did. I remember one of the first ones I saw, and I think I did a review of it as well. It was a pleasure to do that. It really was. Is Sam Mendes' filmography underrated? The questions keep disappearing, which is so annoying. Ugh, sorry, I keep I'm scrolling down and then it just fucking flips to another place, which is annoying. Uh, shit. Okay, Sam Mendes' filmography underrated. I think some of it is underrated. There's parts of it that I haven't seen. I've not seen Road to Perdition. I've seen American Beauty. I haven't reviewed it yet, but I will review it at some point. That's one of his, I think, most controversial movies, even though it did win Best Picture. I do feel that maybe Sam Mendes' filmography is at times a bit overly pretentious and overly artsy, but I can't say that I dislike it. In some ways, it probably is underrated because I think most people know him from James Bond, from Skyfall and Spectre, but he did a lot more than that, and he continues to do more. So I will always support the guy. I think he's very talented. So yeah, I like him a lot. So yeah. Uh, what would your ideal number of movies be for each Bond actor? I've answered this before, but I'll say so. I like the fact that each of them have a different number of movies. To be honest, so the next guy, I'd be happy for him to have even three, if it means that they're really really good. You know, because I like type. You know, like Lazenby's got one, Connery has six. If you want to, well, officially there's six. Roger's got seven. Timothy Dalton's got two. Brosnan has four, and Craig has got five. So I mean, that kind of trend is probably going to break with the next guy, if unless he just does three. But we'll see. Who played Willy Wonka the best? Gene Wilder, without a doubt. Favorite season of Doctor Who, Tennant era, series three, the one with Martha. Which do you find more annoying, the Sixth Doctor stories or Brosnan Bond? The Sixth Doctor stories. There's more of it to get through, and some of it is more camp and nauseating. Rank these Bond themes: Live and Let Die, Spy Who Loved Me, Die of the Day, Dimes Off Forever, No Time to Die. Well, obviously, the Spy Who Loved Me one is called Nobody Does It Better. So in terms of like least favorite, Die Another Day, easily, it's a terrible song. Then I would say, ooh, it's a good one. I'd probably say then No Time to Die by Billie Eilish, even though I really like it. Then I would say Nobody Does It Better. Then Live and Let, no, yeah, then Dimes Are Forever. Then Live and Let Die. Should Sony retire the Marvel villain cinematic universe? Well, they have. They have announced it. I don't know if you were aware, but just before Craven released, they announced they weren't going to go further with it. So they lost confidence in their own franchise. So it's already done at this point. What is worse, Morbius or Madam Web? I think Morbius is worse, to be honest, but they're both bad. Do you agree Peter Capaldi is hard to understand at times? I already answered that earlier. And yes is the answer to that. And I also mentioned that, yes, I preferred Capaldi when he was more serious. You might well have missed that, but I said that at the start. Someone else asked, it was either you or someone asked a similar question. Yeah, I mean, I get what Brosnan was trying to do with his Bond. He was trying to combine elements of his predecessors, but ultimately, it just didn't gel for me. Like, I mean, he was all right. He was fine. He was good with the ladies. He was a pretty boy. He schmoozed his way on screen, and that was good. I'd say he was a competent Bond. I just think the filmmaking around him wasn't the best. Although Goldeneye is easily his best movie of the four, easily, and for me, it's sadly his only good one. The other ones aren't great. There we are. That's just my view. If you brought Primeval back, what would you do for the title sequence? I'd do what we had in series 1 to 3. Have the image of the actors with the names in red and the more sort of upbeat music, because the 4 and 5 titles were so slow and dull, and the music didn't have the sort of rhythmic tempo that the original had. So yeah, that was the biggest mistake of series 4 and 5, changing the titles too much. Could Tom Hollander play the Doctor? Potentially. Where did you get the James Bond poster on the wall behind you? Oh yes, that I got that as a birthday gift. I think a good few years ago now. Probably, I think it was after No Time to Die released on Blu-ray. I got it, say about 2022, I think, sometime because No Time to Die came out in 2021. So I've had it for a while. It's a good poster. It's just about hanging on the wall. um, if uh, if anyone wants to know exactly where it's sold, I believe, well, the 007 store itself probably sell it, but Amazon, I believe, is where my parents got it from. Is Beckett's death the most noble scene in Pirates of the Caribbean? Does it redeem his character? I wouldn't say it redeems his character, but it sends him out on a powerful note. It shows that throughout everything, he can accept defeat. I would say it's very noble. He admits that he realizes that the odds are against him, and you can see emotionally he's processing it. And when he says it's just good business, he realizes that you know he made the wrong deals and he lost. So it's kind of like his own methods turned against him. But my God, is it a powerful scene with the music and the slow motion effects, and it's surprisingly epic. And he goes out in quite a big way. So yeah, it's one of my favorite Pirates of the Caribbean scenes, absolutely. And his acting in it is brilliant. Definitely elevates his character. Yeah, uh, Brosnan should have been more meaner and cold as Bond. Uh, yeah, I agree with the one. I feel like with the esque Bond, and he was getting a bit tougher. End of the day, kind of backtracked on that because of how campy the film was, and Brosnan couldn't really do much with the script. So it's not really his fault, but the material he was given with was just not good enough. But The World Is Not Enough is his best performance of the four for me. It's not his best film, but it's his best performance. Uh, Favorite Natalie Portman performance? Oh, that's a good question. She's pretty good in the first Thor film. Is it? Oh, what's that film with the ballet? Is it Black Swan? I think she's pretty good in that. I think that might be her best performance. Well, let's be honest. No one's going to say the Star Wars prequels, are they? I truly, deeply love you. Dear me, George. Dear me. Do you agree, Piers? Oh, I would agree or disagree if this thing would stop moving. Ugh, fuck's sake. Apologies about this. There we are. Do you agree Pierce Brosnan plays himself in most movies? He does bring an element of himself to most roles. Yes, I would probably agree with that. Could Bond have a multiverse and bring back all the living Bond actors? I'd like it to not, if I'm being honest. But if there was some crazy Bond parody, then maybe. I kind of did something like that when I made my Bond movies. Not the multiverse thing, but I had all six Bond actors as characters in my film and made them a family. The first film of my trilogy was called Family Bonding, so you get the idea. Um, so yeah, it's a bit crazy, but now it's virtually impossible because well, it's not impossible, but it wouldn't be worth it because two of the actors have died. Um, so there's only four of the six left. So yeah, let it be a fan fiction. Let it exist in that way, or in my trilogy, as it would be. What is the most offensive Bond movie for today's standard? Oh, oh no, sorry, I've missed a question. Does Bond work as a sci-fi? In a game, probably yes, but in a movie, no. If you had to cast a big name to play the Doctor as a one-off, like John Hurt, who would it be? Oh God, I'd probably say Richard Armitage. I'm quite a fan of that guy. What is the most offensive Bond movie by today's standards? I don't know about offensive. I mean, you could argue Live and Let Die, maybe, but I don't know. That's a tough question, to be fair. I say Live and Let Die because it's a black exploitation film. I don't know. I don't really kind of look into how offensive it is. Um, but then you could argue most of the classic ones are a little bit offensive with the way they objectify the women and the names. Like I think is it the Man with the Golden Gun where there's a Bond girl called Chew Me. Oh, I mean, I thought Christmas Jones was a bad name, but my gosh. Ugh. Uh, do you agree Craig left the role of Bond at the right time? Yes, I think he did. It had been a long time since Spectre, and I mean, I like most people believe there was more story, but it was nice that he could end it on his own terms and kind of really, go into No Time to Die, knowing it was his last one, and almost it was the end of an era now as well, with Barbara and Michael handing the reins over. So yeah, I think it was the right time. Uh, Rank these Star Wars characters: 3PO, Obi-Wan, Luke. Oh God, okay. Um, Least favorite of those probably Admiral Akbar, just because he's not in it that much. I do like him. Then I would say Ray. I do like Ray, but she's flawed. Um, then C3PO, then Yoda, then Luke Skywalker, then Obi-Wan. I think Obi-Wan's probably my favorite character in the saga, to be fair. Assuming that you watched New Who first, how did you find adjusting to a low budget Doctor Who? Yes, I did watch New Who first. Grew up with Eccleston first. I was 8 years old when I got into Doctor Who, quite young. Watched the classics about 10 years ago. I started watching them about, well, no, I said 8 years ago. And over the many years, I've watched them. Um, some of them are slower. You do have to have a bit more patience with them, especially if you're watching one story in one day. Some of them are quite long, but it was a journey worth going on. I'll say that. Yeah, I do agree that Star Wars has become a bit oversaturated with content. I haven't watched all the series because I just can't keep up with it. There's just too many. Could Bond work as a TV series? Maybe if it was a spin-off, but if it was about Bond himself, I'd rather it be in the movies personally. But yeah. Do you think Amazon will do Bond spin-offs? Oh, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. Don't know about the origin story again because we've had that with Casino Royale, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Most annoying film or TV character you've ever seen? Oh God. Um, Alpha Centauri from Doctor Who is so fucking annoying. I can't stand that character. Um, in terms of film, well, Jar Jar Binks is pretty bad. I mean, everybody hates Jar Jar Binks. Um, yeah, Mater from Cars 2 is pretty annoying as well. Those are just the ones I can think of. Do you feel the Sixth Doctor still got screwed over? Yeah, he did get screwed over. Yeah, that wasn't his fault. I feel for Colin. Have you seen True Lies starring Arnold Schwarzenegger? No, I've not seen all of it. I saw it was on Disney Plus, and I tried to watch it, but because it's so long, I didn't get a chance to finish watching it. So I will watch it and review it at some point. Rank these trilogies. Well, at the bottom is the Matrix trilogy because I like the first one, but I don't like the next two. I think the sequels are a mess. Personally, that's my thinking on that one. Then I will say, oh, oh God. Then I'll probably say, even though I love the trilogy a lot, Pirates of the Caribbean. Then I would go with Toy Story. Then I would go with the Dark Knight trilogy, then the original Star Wars trilogy, because that's one of the first trilogies I ever saw. I still love it to this day. What's a loved actor you don't think is as good as people think? For me, Idris Elba. I think Idris Elba is so overrated. I like him; he's good, but he kind of does the same thing in most of his movies. Yeah, and Awkwafina. Yes, Awkwafina is. I don't know why she's in everything. She just annoys me. I don't know why. Her voice just kind of annoys me. I know that sounds really bad and petty, but it's just my opinion. Thoughts on the Rio films? I haven't seen the second one, but I saw the first one. I thought it was all right. It was fine. It was it was entertaining. Yeah, but nothing to write home about. Is Lotso Huggy Bear an underrated film villain? Uh, I'd say so. Well, last I heard, he was pretty rated. I think like him as a villain. Yeah, it's pretty dark to burn in the furnace. That's pretty that's pretty dark. That's pretty emotional. Most enjoyable rant you've done? Oh, good question. The cats one was fun to do. I really enjoyed doing the cats rant. The food fight one was good fun. You could just let rip with that. There's been many, but those are the two that stand out to me. And Jaws: The Revenge. I enjoyed ranting on that. Rank the Toy Story villains. Oh God. I don't know if I could really count Gabby Gabby as a villain. I mean, she's portrayed it like that in the beginning, but she doesn't really become a villain. So based on the first three movies, my favorites is actually I'm gonna say probably Stinky Pete, the Prospector. I like his conflict. Then I mean, does Zurg count as well? I mean, Zurg would probably be at the bottom actually because he's not really a villain in the story. He's like Buzz's villain. Sid would probably be in the middle somewhere. Um, Lotso, actually no, Lotso would probably be number one for me. Lotso's my favorite villain. Then Stinky Pete. Then Sid. I mean, and then I'll put Zurg at the bottom just for the sake of completion. Is 1917 some of the best cinematography in film? I mean, that's arguable, but it is beautiful. I mean, part of me wants to say, but then there's so much out there in the film industry that it's impossible to have seen everything. But based on the Sam Mendes films and based on Roger Deakins, yes, I'd say it's worthy of being in that category. We live in time a predictable film? Yes, it is, but I don't think that's a bad thing. The film sets up for that. It sets you up for the end. It knows it's very self-aware of the type of film it is, and I like that. You know what's going to happen, but it still has the emotional impact to hit you, and that's what blew me away about it was that it knew where it was going to lead. Yet the way it executed the on-screen relationship was so powerful and so good that I didn't care that it was predictable because I knew I was even though I thought I prepared for it, I didn't actually prepare for it. So it's about how the film hits you emotionally, and for me, that's what made it work. So yeah, I mean, obviously, if you have a different opinion, that's fine, but that's how I. Yeah, has Andrew Garfield turned his? I'm guessing you mean career and not character. His career around since the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Well, I mean, those movies weren't his fault. He was fine in them. Like, there was nothing wrong with his career. At the end of the day, he's a pretty boy, so of course he's going to get more work. Um, I always thought he was a good actor. I always thought he was a good actor. Even in those movies, he was still good. So, yeah, I think he's done well for himself. Do you, oh, fuck's sake, YouTube, will you stop doing this to me? I can't keep finding the. Oh, why does this keep happening to me? Do you remember the Kung Fu Panda 3 teaser that had Shrek and Donkey in it? No, sorry, Jared, I don't remember it. You've probably shared it in the group chat. I'll look at that later. What certain genres of films appeal to you more than others? I like comedies, I like action. I like most of them. I like fantasy. That's probably my main one because Lord of the Rings, they're my favorite movies of all time. So they got me into sort of my passion for film. But obviously, more recently, because of getting older, I've got into James Bond. So I like action, espionage, sci-fi, thriller, drama. I'm kind of a sucker for anything really. But in terms of a preference, I'll say fantasy because yeah, again, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, grew up with those films, watched them probably more than any others. So yeah, I'll say that for now. What would you ask a guy who said the twin dilemma is underrated? Well, to each their own, but I'll just say this: fucking slugs. That's not an insult towards the person. That's just fucking slugs. Most evil villain in a Pixar film. Oh, God, there's quite a lot of Pixar films. I'm trying to think of evil villains. Hopper is quite evil from A Bug's Life. Um, he's pretty nasty. Sid from Toy Story is well, he tortures toys. So you can't get more evil than that. Hmm. Any others? Any others? They're probably the most evil. Actually, and Lotso hugging Bear, who leaves them the toys to die in a furnace. That's pretty bad. That's pretty despicable. So it's a toss up between them. Can't decide on one. It would be those ones. Uh, what was the last movie you watched at the cinema? The Monkey. That was the last film I watched at the cinema. Do you prefer going to the cinema or watching movies at home? I prefer the cinema, to be honest. I mean, obviously, I will watch films at home if I can, but the atmosphere of a cinema is so much nicer for me. It's too fucking small in this room. I mean, I've got a nice big TV, but even so, it's very hard to have your own space in this place. But anyway, uh, no, it's fine, Cusack. We've we've agreed to disagree many times on Bond, and that's fine. If you love Pierce Brosnan, great, good for you, man. Could Paul McCartney or Shirley Bassey make a Bond 2016? I mean, yes, they could, but they better hurry up because they're not getting any younger. And I don't mean to be harsh when I say that. It's true. I think it's likely they'll go with someone young. Because I mean, look at Billie Eilish. She was what, 18 or 19 when she was recruited to do the "No Time to Die" song. So yeah, I think they'll choose someone who's current. They might well choose like Ariana Grande, given Wicked was so successful, or Cynthia Erivo. They might well get one of them to do it. So, and I wouldn't blame them, to be honest. Who's more evil for you, Koba or Proximus Caesar? I'd say Koba. Koba. Yeah. What do certain genres of films appeal to you more than others? I don't know, man. I guess they just do. I'm. I've always known what I've liked and what I haven't liked. I've tried to open my palette a bit more over the years. Like I would, I would consider watching rom coms, but like something like Bridget Jones, it's just not for me. It's not something I would actively seek out. But if it was on, I'd give it a shot. I'll always give certain films a shot, but like the film Everything Everywhere All at Once, it was a good movie, but it wasn't my type of film. It was so weird. Like I'm not really into weird films like some people are, but that's just my opinion, really. Um, Everyone has their own tastes. I don't know what else I can say about that. I don't think I'll ever know the answer, really. Um, what's on Limp Bizkit and My Chemical Romance doing songs for Shrek 5? I don't give two shits, to be honest. Shrek 5 can go kiss my ass. They're going the right way for a smack bottom after that trailer. Ugh. Does Shrek need to change the animation? Yes, it does. It does. Watch my video for my further thoughts, as I've said. Which Bond actor would you most imagine could play Alan Grant from Jurassic Park? That's a very interesting question. Um, the one that could most play Alan Grant. Um, you know what? I might actually say Pierce Brosnan. I think Pierce Brosnan would be kind of funny as Alan Grant. Do you think Shrek 5 will be a bigger flop than Kung Fu Panda 4? Potentially. I don't know. I think potentially after that trailer, unless they change the animation, then probably there's a good chance it will fail. What film was released in what? Oh, sorry about the noise, guys. Hang on one sec. Sorry, guys. Just had technical errors to deal with there. What film was released in 2021, directed by Denis Villeneuve? 2021. Dune, I think. Was it the first Dune? Dune Part 1? I think so. Favorite Iron Man suit from the MCU? Um, the Mark III. The what in the first movie when he gets the official red and gold one. I like that one. Which Bond movie do you think would be most okay to remake and most pissed you off if it remade? Well, you can't pick Daniel Craig for either. Okay. Which Bond movie do you think would be most okay to remake? I mean, I'd let them remake Die Another Day. Um, the one that would have most pissed me off if it was remade was probably Majesties, because despite Lazenby, I think the film is genuinely exceptional. So those are my answers for that. Rank these actors. Uh, oh gosh, there's quite a selection there. Um, I like all of them, but I'll say the bottom is Andrew Garfield just because he's not quite as experienced. Then I will say, uh, then I will say Willem Dafoe. then Rafe Fiennes, then Daniel Craig, then Daniel Day Lewis. What is the best movie plot twist of all time? Oh God, that's a good question. Probably, um, probably Planet of the Apes when we find out it's Earth at the end. Although the fucking DVD ruined it though. But if you hadn't seen it up to that point, you'd be screwed because it is, it reveals it straight away. Worst movie you've ever seen? Food Fight is probably one of the worst I've ever seen. That is so fucking bad. Favorite James Earl Jones performance? Ooh, Darth Vader from Star Wars, easily. Do you disagree with the criticism that animated films are just for kids? Yeah, I do disagree with that. I think anyone can enjoy them. Some are more aimed for kids, but if an adult watches it and enjoys it, power to them. You know, I got an easy impression to do for you. Do your most passionate, epic, major fucking rant. Oh God. Oh, you mean when I go, this is my extreme, epic, major fucking rant? Is that what you wanted me to do? I'm guessing so. What's the perfect length for a movie? How long is too long? It depends. I think it's hard to answer that question because it depends on the content on the movie. Like sometimes films are better when they're longer, others are better when they're shorter. It just really depends. Sorry to be vague, but so for example, something like The Brutalist was probably a tad bit long. You probably could have done that in 3 hours instead of 3.5. Whereas I think Lord of the Rings works perfectly for being longer. There's so much to cover. And some films are too short at 90 minutes and you might need a bit more time. Or it's like an animation. It might be better to have it short and concise. So it depends. It really depends. Do you mind reading subtitles when you watch a foreign language film? That's a good question. Thank you. No one's asked me that before. Um, I am happy to read subtitles. I'm not against, watching the film and reading the subtitles at the same time. Um, Dubbing, I would sometimes that distracts me a bit too much, especially if it's AI dubbing. So no, I'm cool with subtitles. I'm cool with it. Uh, well, obviously, I'm going to say the Craig era because Craig is my favorite Bond. But I do love the classic Bond series. Don't get me wrong. I love all of them. I love the whole series. Obviously, certain films to varying degrees, but the general overview of the series is I think they're great. All of them. What's your thoughts on Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom? Ask me when I've seen the movie. July, I think, is when it comes out. But it's certainly an interesting casting choice. Let's just say that. I just hope he doesn't play it like he plays most of his other roles. But we'll see. Cars 2 or Die Another Day? Actually, Cars 2. While Cars 2 is kind of a mess, Die Another Day is messier, in my opinion. And it shits over 40 years of Bond, in my opinion. Whereas Cars 2 is just plain and simple mediocre. Thoughts on the Oscars? Did Adrian Brody deserve Best Actor? Well, I don't really watch the Oscars. I kind of just look at the list and to see who's won. But I'm very pleased for Adrian Brody. My mum told me about the Bond tribute that they did, and apparently it was awful. So I don't think I missed much. But yeah, I'm happy to just sort of like the BAFTAs. I'm just sort of happy to see who wins. Like that's all I want to know. I don't need to watch the whole thing anymore. I'm too busy. Yeah. Sorry. Nice. Um, between Terminator and The Matrix, which do you think has the most hauntingly predicted the future? Um, I think neither. Really, I don't see a future with either. To be fair, the concepts are so sort of out there. Well, The Matrix certainly is so out there that I think it'd be pretty unlikely, sort of in the near future, that we'd ever come across something like that. I guess I'm leaning more towards Terminator, but the whole rise of AI and all of that technology taking over. But I still think it's quite out there. If you wanted me to answer for just one of them, I'd say potentially Terminator, but I think it's a very slim chance that that could happen. But what do I know? That's just my opinion. Um, I don't think it would be cool. Actually, I think it's better to leave Brosnan in his own Bond series. Just start again. Have a complete clean slate. Don't mess with the older films. Just start again. Who's the most overrated Bond actor? Pierce Brosnan. I'm sorry. I don't dislike him at all. I really don't. I just think he's the most overrated. I didn't hear about that, Jared. No, but I'd be curious to see the film. Is there a way in which live action cats could have worked? No, I don't think so. I think the only way to do cats is to fully animate, a bit like the old Disney Renaissance movies. Um, do it that way, because at least that you can exaggerate. Doing this kind of hybrid motion capture digital thing doesn't really work. Um, if you had a chance to ask a character in this movie a question, what would it be? In which movie? Uh, I'm lost. Sorry. If you had a chance to ask a character in this movie a question, what would it be? Do you mean in any movie, or what movie are you talking about? I'm not really sure. You haven't specified. Did any film characters make you angry? Oh, probably loads. Yeah, like Gollum made me angry from Lord of the Rings, but then I love the character as well. Um, if there's any character I could say that made me angry that I hated, probably Kenneth Branagh's character from Tenet because he abused his wife. They were in a domestic abuse relationship, which was not good. So yeah, that character. Is Bond a bad person? It's questionable. Yes, he does make bad choices, and he is a misogynist. So I don't think he should ever be portrayed as a good guy. He's certainly a flawed guy. That's how I would portray it. Movie you most secretly enjoy because it's bad. Which movie you hate passionately for being bad? Oh god, there's loads of movies I hate for being bad. Um, I hate Cats. Yeah, the Cats movie. I really hate it. It's awful. Movie I secretly enjoy because it's bad. Oh god, I don't know. I mean, Batman and Robin is an obvious choice. It's so bad that it's actually hilarious. I think in a lot of ways. Is Christoph Waltz overhated as Blofeld? Yes, I think he is overhated. He didn't write the script. Come on, guys. I mean, I know some people find him to be flat in his performance, but I think he did okay. He's not the best Blofeld, but I do think he's decent. For what he had to work with, and I think he works well with Daniel Craig. And that's just my opinion. I keep saying that a lot. I've got to break that habit. What movie franchise is the single worst installment of them all? Like Batman and Robin. If you're asking me which is worse, Die Another Day or Batman and Robin, I'll say Batman and Robin. If a psychologist were to look at the actions of James Bond, what do you think we would say about the character? um, I think there's some morally questionable things here, James. Like, you do tend to kill a lot of people, and the way you do mistreat women, that's questionable. It's questionable, but no one can deny you're out to save the world. So thanks for that. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I wouldn't really know. I'm just guessing there. In what ways are the characteristics of the antagonist? The antagonist of what? Like your own. Those are someone you know. I don't really know what you mean. Like, I don't know which. If you're speaking about a general antagonist or an antagonist from a film, I'm sorry, I don't really know. You're gonna have to elaborate for me. Do you prefer Doctor Who to look old or young? Neither. I don't really care how the Doctor looks, provided they're right for the part. That's my thing. Rank these antagonists. Michael Myers. I haven't really seen much of Michael Myers, so I have to put Michael Myers at the bottom. Um, Michael Myers. Then I would say even though I really like this character, Davy Jones. So Michael Myers, Davy Jones, the Joker, uh, Voldemort, Sauron, then Darth Vader. Yeah. How would you rank the Doctor Who spin-offs? Oh God. Well, how many are there? There's quite a few. There's Sarah Jane Adventures. There's Torchwood. Uh, there must be other ones like Class. I think I haven't seen that one. I've only seen Sarah Jane Adventures and Torchwood, and I prefer the Sarah Jane Adventures to be honest. Call me a kid if you like, but yeah, is Nolan directing a Bond movie and Henry Cavill starring in it a nice combo? Yeah, I would go with that. The one I would go with that. Depth of feeling is what wakes, what breaks. Sorry, what makes a film worth watching. What of the many feelings expressed in? I'm guessing you mean a film because you haven't specified a particular film. With which are you most familiar with feeling? Oh God, this is very deep. So mostly when I watch a film, I look for well, obviously I look for a good story, but in terms of my feelings, I like to be entertained. If the film can provoke an emotional response to me, that's great. If I laugh or if I cry or just something really, I don't really know how else to answer that. A multitude of feelings. If there's a film that's particularly dark, I try to remain sort of passive about it, not let it make me feel uncomfortable. Um, but most films that I really love do give me some sort of like happy feelings as well as sad feelings. Like there's just a general mixture. Rank these film composers. Okay, I'm gonna say, even though I love his music, at the bottom, I'm gonna put James Horner, but I still really like him. Then Elfman, then Hans Zimmer, then John Williams. Them all though. Which cinematic character would be the worst party guest? Well, that's a good question. Uh, I think, yeah, well, I think Jar Jar Binks would be pretty bad at a party. To be fair, is Clockwork Orange the most violent film ever made? I don't know about violent, but it is the most uncomfortable film ever made in my eyes. Like, I like the film. I think it's well made, but I think it goes hard on some of its scenes, and some of the scenes I really found difficult to watch. I know some people regard it as one of their favorite movies of all time, and fair play to you, but maybe I'm just more sensitive. Some of like the sort of rape scenes in it are very disturbing for me. But it is a well made film. I do acknowledge its merits, but it's not a film I would watch really for pleasure or entertainment. It's more film I would just watch. I watched it for studies. That's the only reason why I watched it. You rank all the Terminator main villains. I don't know if I can, to be honest. I've not seen the movies for a long time. Sorry, I'll come back to that at a later date. What's your favorite Bond opening sequence? My favorite is from Spectre, Day of the Dead. Nice choice. Nice choice. My favorite Bond opening scene is Skyfall. Uh, which film's writing blows you away? Well, in terms of films like I didn't expect to have great writing, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish was a really surprising film for the script, and same with Zootopia. Didn't expect the writing to be very good. I think as well the Pixar movies have really surprised me with the writing. I think the film Wally, which says a lot about the planet we live on, um, didn't get didn't get the film when I was 11 when it first released. I didn't understand it, and then years later as an adult, I was like, "Wow, why did I not love this film? This is so good. The way it's written and the message it brings." So yeah, let's see that one. Which director would you like to have direct a movie based on your life? Not that my life is worth telling in a film, but if I had to choose, Peter Jackson, because he's my favorite director, and he's I consider him a part of my life, so that would be my choice. Uh, what's your least favorite movie genre? Don't know if I have a least favorite. I mean, I guess I haven't seen that many foreign films. Mm, I don't know. I don't know. If we're gonna generalize it, probably rom com. But like, I'm not against watching them, but they're not really for me. I just don't. They don't appeal to me as much. Is Edward Norton underrated as the Hulk? I don't know about underrated. I don't think he's terrible. He's all right. The movie's not great in my opinion. Excuse me. Could Adrian Brody play a Bond villain? Yes, I believe he could. What movie surprises you and how emotional you became when watching it? Oh, that's a good question. I think um, Inside Out. When I first saw that, I was moved to tears by how good that was and how clever concept was, and also Up. The first 10 minutes of Up were pretty sad, to say the least. Have you seen Where the Dead Go to Die? No, sorry, I haven't seen it. Could Peter Capaldi play Blofeld? Maybe if he lost the Scottish accent and did it English. Could Bond be played by an American? If the American could do an English accent, then yes, but otherwise, no. Yeah, someone asked me about that already, A. Smith. I don't personally don't think Daniel Craig is right for Doctor Who, but that's just my opinion. Do Gustav Graves have a voice modulator? No, I don't think so. Can you do an impression of the Black Critic guy shouting boring? I can't remember how he sounds, but I mean, I'm guessing he just sounds American. So forgive me if I'm wrong, but I've heard other people say it, so I'll just go. This movie is so boring, boring. That's all I got. I haven't really watched Black Critic Guy very much. Oh, cheers, Dinobot. Yeah, most. I mean, if you haven't gathered by this point, most of my rants are exaggerated. Well, yes, I do hate some movies. For the purpose of entertainment, I tend to exaggerate my general feelings. Well, I'm going to say comedic effect. It might not be funny to some people, but I try and I do rants for entertainment. Let's put it that way. But thank you. Is Scuttle's song the worst Disney live action remake moment? Potentially, yeah. Well, it's probably the worst new song that's been added to an old film that's been remade. Should Toy Story have been kept as a trilogy? Yes, I think so. Even though I really like four, was it necessary? No. I think three is a better full stop, but they did get away with four, in my opinion, because it was surprisingly really good. Five is totally unnecessary. Was Sid a misunderstood villain? Maybe. I mean, there was no sign of his dad in the movie. So what is it in the Toy Story films where like the kids in the film don't really have dads other than Bonnie? None of them seem to have dads. Don't know why. So maybe, but I think Sid he needed help. Put it this way, he needed help. But I think he got his kind of psychological disturbance. I mean, think about it. The first Toy Story is really disturbing. The way that the toys get their revenge on him and come to life, and then that's gonna psychologically scar him for life. So I mean, I guess he gets his comeuppance, but that first Toy Story film is surprisingly dark in the second half. But yeah, will you be seeing Revenge of the Sith for its 20th anniversary? Yes, I would love to. Well, if the UK are going to get it, then yes, because last autumn they screened all the Star Wars movies, well, all the theatrical ones anyway. Um, they re-released them. Just they had like this Star Wars season, and I did go and see Revenge of the Sith with a few friends. That was really cool. That was really really cool. I really enjoyed it. So, I mean, that final lightsaber fight on the screen again was amazing because it took me back to when I was an 8-year-old and saw it the first time. I mean, that was incredible, man. I mean, Revenge of the Sith is not a perfect film. It's really not a perfect film, but credit to George. He tried his best, and he made the best of that trilogy. So fair play. But I can't wait to see it again. Star Wars is always great on the big screen anyway. I mean, these movies are epic. So you want to see them on the big screen. Do you think Barney's world is unnecessary? Not quite sure what Barney's World is, so no opinion on that. Rank the Shrek villains. Um, okay, so the worst is Prince Charming for me. Then probably Rumpelstiltskin. Then Lord Farquaad. Then the Fairy Godmother. Do you agree actors get better as they get older? Not necessarily. Some might get worse. It depends on their talents. If they're talented, then they might not need to work as hard to get better. I think some do over time with more experience. Others maybe lose the love for it and just sort of do it for the paycheck, as it were. Because if you think about certain actors like Liam Neeson, he does loads of these crappy action movies just to pay the bills. So yeah, not that there's anything wrong with that, but you notice in the films that they don't care about the script. They're just sort of there for what they need to be there for. So yeah. Why are most major filmmakers older? They're obviously good at what they do and the industry respects them. It's definitely time for some new blood to rise in though. Um, don't want to keep experienced people in the industry as long as possible. I can't say I blame them. And they must enjoy it as well. Otherwise, why would they still be doing it? Do you prefer Austin Powers or Johnny English? I've already seen the Austin Powers movies in quite some time. Um, I probably will say Austin Powers, though I enjoyed Johnny English. Oh, how would you rank the Madagascar villains? Oh God. Well, the first one just kind of had the Fusa. Um, I guess my favorite villain is the uh, Dubois. Is it Dubois, the female, the policewoman in the third one? She was my favorite. Then uh, Makunga, I think, was in the second one. Alec Baldwin's character, and then the Fusa. It's because the Fusa, there's not really like a main like antagonist. It's just them, like the group. So yeah. Uh, rank these movies. I can't rank Trolls Band Together because I haven't seen it. Um, so the worst one is Food Fight. Well, I haven't seen Cuties either. Sorry. So the worst is Food Fight, followed by Morbius, then Despicable Me 4. But I don't like any of them. So yeah, I've not seen Trolls Band Together or Cuties yet. Sorry. Who was the best teacher in Waterloo Road? Ooh, good question. Well, if we're talking about general teacher, probably Tom Clarkson, one of the most beloved characters in the show. Also tied with Grantley because Grantley was hilarious. But in terms of head teachers, Rachel is my favorite. Uh, do you often need the toilet while watching movies in the cinema? That's kind of an interesting question. Thank you. Um, it depends. If I've had a bit to drink, I don't mean alcohol, but if I've had a big Coke or something, then sometimes I will need to dash off. If it's a long film, I'm pretty good. In the past, I was very good at managing that. It really depends on the length of the movie and how much I've had to drink. Because sometimes, if I'm not enjoying a film so much, I'll be more focused on drinking my drink and having some popcorn. But I always try to keep some level of interest. Although when I went to see The Monkey, even though I didn't enjoy the movie, I'd still stuck with it without going to the loo. Or I'd go to the loo during the adverts or before I start. So it really depends. Would you like your own home cinema in your home when you're older? Yes, I would love that. Would bloody love that. Um, do you agree rom-coms are cringy? Not all of them. Some of them are quite good. Like the film Love Actually. I really like that film. I might review it this Christmas if I get time. Do you prefer Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean or from the Monkeys? Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean. Can you watch all the Alien movies and Predator movies eventually and review them? I can try. It's going to take me a long time, but I can try. They missed an opportunity to have an Ice Age film with Peaches as a younger kid. Yes, I think they did. That should have been Ice Age 4. If they were going to do a fourth one, then show that rather than cut to her just being a teenager. It's a bit weird. Most underrated Doctor Who concept. Love Greatest Show in the Galaxy. Yeah, that was a really cool concept. I think the Mind Robber concept was really really cool, as well as like the Celestial Toy Maker. Those ones were really imaginative for me. Uh, can't talk much about David Fincher because I've not really seen much of his stuff. Paul Thomas Anderson, not sure if I've seen much of him either. Out of the other ones, I'd say my favorite is probably Denis Villeneuve, then Ridley Scott, then Jordan Peele. What is a more insufferable film, Despicable Me 4 or Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes? Planet of the Apes. It's such an acid trip. Uh, fuck's sake. I keep losing the questions. Can you see Moonraker as an end of an era Bond film almost? Um, no, I don't actually, because if you think about it, Octopussy went in a little bit of a silly area with the clowning around. I think for me, the end of that Bond era that you describe is A View to a Kill. I think as soon as we switched to Dalton, that's when it changed. Personally, it's quite natural for me how that changes. Favorite video game movie you've seen? It's not a movie, but The Last of Us show. Yeah, in terms of video game movies, none. But The Last of Us season one was a great adaptation of the game. Not perfect, but was very good. Yeah, it could have had amazing writing, but Tim Burton, I don't know what the hell happened with that Apes movie, but it was out of control. Do you agree the film community on YouTube is a loving community for everyone? Uh, it tries to be. I don't think. Um, yeah, there are some toxic reviewers out there. There's a few that I know of. Um, Generally, if most people are, respectful of others' opinions, it's not too bad. I think it depends on how you as a person respond to the reviewers and how you as a reviewer come across. Um, there's a way of getting your point across without hammering your point. I might have a strong opinion about something that you might disagree with. It's about how we talk about it. So it's about the discussions that I had. So I think it varies, but generally it's not too bad. It could be a lot worse. Apart from Peter Jackson, which filmmaker do you look up to? Steven Spielberg is another favorite. Um, Matt Reeves is another one of my favorites. War for the Planet of the Apes. Oh my god, so good. And the new Batman film he made was really good. Do you like dating apps or no? Yeah, I do. I'm on one. Well, I'm trying to be. um, Not all of them are. I don't really think all of them are great, but the one I'm using isn't too bad. There's some more genuine people on there than have been on other ones. So, but in terms of my success rate, not had a lot of success. I went on a date with one person, well, a couple of dates with one person, didn't work out. Such is life. So yeah. Bond pre-title sequence you dislike the most? Die Another Day is one because it just doesn't look finished. Like the fire and ice effects are cool, but blending it with the torture scene is just weird. And as well as that one from Russian with Love, because you can't see the text, it's just too, yeah, it's too messy for me. Should bullying be made a more serious offence to commit? Pretty serious, depending on the extent of the bullying. I think cyberbullying should be made more of a serious offence. And I, know of one or two people on YouTube that have done that. So, yeah, there'll be an overprotective dad plotline in Shrek 5. Probably, yeah. If they're including the daughter older as a teenager, then yeah. Where are the two boys though? I did wonder where they were. Did you see Black Critic Guy's most controversial review? No, as I said earlier, Jared, I haven't really seen much of his stuff, so sorry. Should Fantastic Beasts 5 open with the devastating three-way duel? Yeah, that would be great. Well, I don't know if it would open with that, but it should be included, definitely. But I don't know if they're actually going to make the next two. I hope they do, but been no word about it, so I'm going to assume it's not happening. But yeah, someone did try to make a fan film about that duel, but they they didn't do it as a three-way duel. But I'd love to see the three-way duel in a big budget film. That would be amazing. Which of these plot which of these post Cold War Bond films is the closest one to classic Bond? GoldenEye, Tomorrow Never Dies, or Spectre? Probably GoldenEye, I would say. Somebody who wants to get into the film industry, where do they start? Oh my god, don't ask me that. I'm still trying to get there myself. Well, certainly study for it. That's one thing. I went back and did a degree in it. Make films, buy a camera, get some equipment, learn the craft, and then make something. You know, your first thing isn't going to be the best, but keep going. Meet some actors, you know, meet some friends. Make sure you have a good network of people that you can rely on who share your interest and will help you. Um, and maybe just like go to networking events as well, and to festivals. There's many ways, but I'm working on something at the moment which I would love to take to a festival, but it's a feature film, so it's quite a big project. It's going to be a while before that sees the light of day, but still, if you take your time and put your effort in, it's worth it. Right. Favorite Snow White song? Oh, that's a good question. Whistle While You Work, I think. Since Dad is watching TV. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. Predictions for Wicked for Good. I think it's going to be great. If they've filmed it at the same time as the first one, then I think that it's going to be a pretty great movie. I really hope that it's edited as well as the first one, and the songs are just as good. I have some. I have a lot of excitement for it now. I'm probably more anticipated about that film than I ever thought I would be, but the first one was just so good. So yeah, oh, I can't wait to like buy Wicked. It's an amazing film. Amazing film. In which '60s Bond film could Henry Cavill fit the best? Probably Goldfinger, I guess. No, From Russia with Love. I don't know much about the Barney the Dinosaur movie that's in development. I watched Barney the Dinosaur when I was 2. That's all I can tell you. Is it fun to go to cinema with friends? Yes, yeah, it is fun. Um, I go sometimes with my friends. Sometimes I go myself for the channel, and also because I have an unlimited card with Cineworld in the UK. We have this cinema chain called Cineworld, which allows you to have a monthly membership and you get free tickets. So I use that. Um, we do like talking about the films afterwards. Quite a few of my friends are also actors and also into films, so we do discuss it quite a bit. Like when I went to see Wicked with my group of friends, we did talk about it afterwards quite a bit, which was great. I mean, obviously, I haven't seen the show, so they were talking vaguely about the show without spoiling it. But yeah, we all spoke very highly of the movie, so that was good. Um, yeah, I mean, I started reviewing films because I was inspired by other reviewers like Jeremy Jahns, Chris Stuckman. Way back, I think 2010-11 was when I properly started, but didn't have a very good camera at that time. I used a crappy webcam, but yeah, now it just feels like second nature. Really, I've been doing it for so long. But no, and I've always loved going to the cinema. I've always loved talking about films, and this is a good way to kind of express my opinion. I just needed to find my own style. Yeah, and I still enjoy it. I still enjoy it. There's been obviously personal difficulties in my life which I've had to overcome. So putting that to one side, once I make time for it, I can't make as much time for this as I used to, but while I can, I will do it for as long as I can because I think it's great. Uh, your favorite or best overall aspect of Goldeneye? Um, the story. The story is great, and the action is great as well. Actually, the villains are pretty good as well. Do you think the Cuphead showed is have more seasons than Teen Titans. What? Do you think the Cuphead show deserves have more seasons than Teen Titans got, or deserves to have more seasons than Teen Titans got? Sorry, you didn't write that the best. Sorry, I couldn't understand it. I don't know because I don't know much about the Teen Titans show or the Cuphead shows. Sorry. Um, yeah, I'd say Austin Powers 4. Yeah, I need to review the movies actually. Uh, is Tim Burton a better producer than a writer director? In some cases, yes. In some cases, no. Depends on the project. Would Mark? Oh, fuck's sake! YouTube, stop doing this to me. Would Margot Robbie's Barbie be the most gorgeous movie protagonist of all time? That might be going a bit far. She's very attractive in the right light. She's definitely got the figure for a Barbie doll. Pretty obvious, and obviously with the blonde hair, you know. Yeah. Would Greta Gerwig be in your top 10 filmmakers? Don't know if I go that far, but I do think she is good. She's very good. Do you think Brosnan driving a tank in Goldeneye is a bit corny? No, I actually think it fits quite well, given where it's set at that time, where the scene is set at that time, and how like Bond usually does go a little bit larger than life, and you do have to have some suspension of disbelief. It is a fantasy, so I let it go. I think it's fun. Ah, the live stream of us. Welcome back, Harry. You're on a live stream, Harry. I'm on what? Would you watch movies in a night shift? I don't really work nights, so can't really answer that question. But I know that my dad has done that before because my dad sometimes works nights, and if there's ever a spare moment, he'll do that, which is quite nice. Have you seen the Wayne's World films? Sadly, not. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, you've been asking a lot of questions, Warriors, so yeah, you're welcome anytime on this. Random Doctor Who thoughts in these episodes. Two of the Cybermen, Silver Nemesis. Ah, good questions. Or question. Well, first answer is go watch the reviews. Second answer is two of the Cybermen, great. Silver Nemesis, meh. Curse of the Wait, no, Silver Nemesis. Which one is that? I can't remember that one. Is that the Patrick Troughton one? I don't remember Silver Nemesis. Sorry. Curse of the Black Spot. Bad. The ending twist was ridiculous. The Long Game was good. I liked it. No, it's one of my least favorites of Series 1. Should the lore of toys in the Toy Story universe have been expanded upon? What are the rules? Yeah, potentially, yeah. It does feel vague as to like how they are sentient. We could have had a bit more explanation to that. Are they just built them and they come to life? Perhaps they could have focused more on that, but still. Top 3 best doctors, top 3 worst doctors. Top 3 best doctors: David Tennant, Tom Baker, Patrick Troughton. Top 3 worst doctors, even though I don't hate any of the doctors: Colin Baker, Jodie Whittaker, and tricky one. Potentially, I mean, even though I like the guy, Davison. Which Mike Myers franchise do you prefer, Austin Powers or Shrek? Shrek. The most unnecessary aspect of the Bond franchise. Some of the longevity of gaps of the movies. It's quite tiring at times. Meet the Parents 4 being in the works. Oh, I'm excited about that. I didn't know that was happening. The third one was a disappointment. I mean, I didn't hate it. It was okay, but it wasn't very funny compared to the other ones. It did feel a bit tired. If this fourth one is about the kids growing up, I'm curious about that. As long as De Niro and Stiller are in it, then I'd be happy with that. Because I like the characters a lot. But my favorite is actually Meet the Fockers. That's my favorite of the trilogy. The first one is still really good though. I have nipples. Could you milk me? That's one of the funniest lines. But yeah, no, I'd be up for it. I'd be up for it. Most overrated actor, most underrated actor. Overrated Idris Elba. Underrated. God. There's a lot. Oh God, there's quite a few to choose from. Most underrated actor. God, I can't think. Can't think. Um. Hmm. Can't think of who's most. I can't think of who's most underrated. Sorry. Hey, bud. Favorite beer. Don't really have a favorite. The one I drink the most, I say, is probably San Miguel. Oh, Cuties. Yeah. Well, I haven't seen. I know what his thoughts are, but I haven't seen the video. No. Do you think John Lithgow will do a solid performance as Dumbledore? I think the performance will be fine. Yeah, I've got no doubt that he's going to do a good job. I just don't care for the show. So I'm not going to watch it either way. So fuck. God's sake. Nick Park album has been confirming. Yeah, well, good for them. Glad that the Wallace and Gromit series has come back, and Ben Whitehead, I think, has firmly cemented himself as the Peter Sallis 2.0. Why is this Alex guy so mean to you and Harry? Well, it's not so much me; it's more Harry. I mean, it's a long story. I've done two rant videos on Alex Trolls Band Together fan 2001, so go and check that for further thoughts. But basically, Alex is just a man child. He disagrees with anybody who dislikes trolls, or he disagrees with anyone who disagrees with him. Sorry, he attacks personally. He will rant on them. He'll troll them. He's just a horrible person. He's a nasty piece of work, and he's a pathetic baby. He just can't grow up. He did a rant on the Oscars because Inside Out 2, which was his second favorite movie of all time, didn't win Best Animated Feature. Oh, I'm so sorry, Alex. I mean, it just gets pathetic. It's just, even to this day, though, he's still attacking Harry on social media. There's me and a few others, other band of misfits are trying to we're trying to resolve the issues. So yeah, but I would just say don't ever go and get in touch with Alex. It's not worth it. Uh, you see Crispin Glover as the Joker character. Yeah, maybe. Have you seen Life on Mars? I've not seen it, but I have heard of it. Do you prefer Wicked or Wonka? Oh, St Albans. Ah, St Albans isn't actually that far from where I am. It's a bit of a distance, but I can get there by public transport. I prefer Wicked. Wonka's a good film, but Wicked blew me away a lot more. What is a moment you will treasure forever? My graduation. I treasure that. Hopefully, it leads somewhere. But I treasure that. I treasure performing in shows. I treasure getting in touch with you again, Harry, on Facebook during the lockdown. Many memories we've shared together. So thanks for that. Most dangerous stunt in the Bond franchise. Um, Probably one of the most dangerous is probably when in Skyfall, Craig bikes it over the edge of the bridge and then lands on the train. Like he's kind of floating in the air, and then he sort of nearly falls off the train, and then he clambers himself back up. That's pretty dangerous. There's probably other ones, but that's the one that comes to my mind. Thoughts on Austin Powers' girlfriend from the first film turning out to be a robot in the second film. Well, she was fun while she lasted. Oh, no worries, Jermaine. Thank you very much. Worst comedy movie you've ever seen? Um, oh, disaster movie. Yeah, that's not a particularly funny movie. The Dilemma, that was a film that was made by Ron Howard actually, with Kevin James, I think, and Vince Vaughn. But like this this guy finds out his best friend's wife is having an affair, and he doesn't know how to deal with the situation. It's a predictable plot. The humor just was really dull, really dull. You never seen a really bad film on TV but kept watching anyway. Yeah, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves was pretty bad, but I kept watching it. Could I perform in your future film projects? Maybe. If you live in the UK, uh, Silver Nemesis is the seventh Doctor Cyberman story. So with McCoy. Oh yes, I think I remember it now. Didn't care for it. If that's the one that's at the castle, I didn't really care for it, to be honest. Yes, Jared, we'll have to talk about it on Facebook. It would be a case of working out logistics because we might well live quite far away from each other. And I know you're in the UK, but in terms of distance, we do need to work that out. Have you ever seen About a Boy? No, not seen it. Uh, I have seen The Fall Guy. Really enjoyed it. That film surprised the hell out of me. I thought it was going to be bad, but I really enjoyed it. I was having so much fun with that, and it was funny. It was actually really funny. Uh, yeah, it's Harold and the Purple Chrome movie should be better. Sorry, dude, your writing style is very hard to understand, Xenomorph. Um, I've not seen Harold and the Purple Crayon, so I don't think I can really comment on what you've just said anyway. So sorry. Have you seen Zoolander? Yes, actually, that's one film that is quite overrated, I think. Um, Robert De Niro and Ben Stiller are returning. Excellent. Sign me up. I've not seen Stranger Things or Breaking Bad. I'm sorry. Naughty. Very good. Very good. Yeah. But unfortunately, it's time to face gravity. Man, I can't get out of that one. Yeah. Which Ben Stiller trilogy do you prefer? Meet the Parents or Night in the Museum? I'm going to say Meet the Parents, even though the third one isn't great. The first two are pretty consistent, whereas Night in the Museum, I only like the first one. I don't really like two and three. So, although he is fairly consistent in them, although by the third Night in the Museum, he definitely gets tired and he's doing it for the paycheck. But I think he's pretty consistent in the Meet the Parents trilogy, if that's what it's called. But, yeah. 10 things I hate about you. No, sorry, not seen it. Little Fockers, do I like it? I think it's okay. I don't think it's awful, but it's very disappointing. It's tired. The plot really lacked any sort of momentum, and it was just yeah, the jokes were just tired. It was just kind of a nothing film, really. There wasn't much there. That's the first two, really good, really good. Why does this keep moving? Which Doctor Who actor could have played Willy Wonka? Sylvester McCoy. And I parodied that in my review of the Happiness Patrol. So, what's the sketch for that review? Who would you cast as Voldemort for the upcoming series? Don't give a shit, to be honest. Don't know. I don't know. Potentially, I mean, he's probably a bit too young, but Austin Butler would probably be quite a good choice. I mean, if you watch Dune Part Two, his character design in that movie makes him look a bit like Voldemort or like a Voldemort wannabe. Um, you ever got stage fright? Yeah, in the earlier days, yes. Or if I have quite a big role in a show, then yeah, I do get nervous. In the panto I did recently, I had quite a lot to do in that because I was the Dame, so I had a lot of lines to learn. But surprisingly, when you get out there, you do relax into it. As long as you know the first bit of what you're going to say, the rest kind of rolls off. Um, it's just repetition, repetition. I love it. I love it. I think it's fun. I'd be lying if I said I didn't get nervous, but I've learned to deal with it more over the years. Donuts or Mars bars? Donuts. Do you agree with Trolls Band Together found that Across the Spider Verse had the exact same humor as the Disaster movie? No, I disagree with that. Oh, I hate this fucking chat thing on YouTube. It just keeps scrolling away from me. Have you ever made friends online or on YouTube that you still talk to? Yes, yeah, no, I have. There are some that I still talk to. There's a group chat that I'm in, which I talk to. There's one or two from America. You know who you are. On Instagram as well. There are a couple that I've been friends with that I'm no longer friends with. That's more because of them than me, which is a shame, really, but it's life. Um, are you looking forward to Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 3? I've not really seen the first two, but Ross, the movie reviewer, please subscribe to him. He requested me to review the first two, so I will get to those soon. Oh, God, yeah. Wish me luck. Have you seen Anchorman or Anchorman 2? Seen the first one. It was all right. I actually didn't think it was as good as everyone said, but I gave it a chance. Have you seen Tropic Thunder? Yeah, I think it's fun. Have you seen any Godzilla films? Yes, I've reviewed a few of them. Well, I reviewed one or two of them on my channel. I didn't. I'm not a huge Godzilla fan. Like I'll watch them, but it doesn't. I'm not passionate about it, to be honest. Have you seen Secret Life of Walter Mitty? No, not seen it. What's your favorite fast food restaurant? McDonald's is probably my favorite, but I'll, you know, I'm not picky when it comes to that. Do you think James Bond is in safe hands with Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson stepping down? It's hard to say at the moment. I respect their decision for moving on. It's the end of an era. Maybe it's the right time for them to go. Who knows? It just depends on what Amazon produce. If the content produced is going to reinvent the wheel, then we'll see. Until then, it's sort of hard to know, really. I want to know more about Bond 26. I'm desperate to know more about it. So hopefully now the wheels are in motion. We shall see. What's your favorite Wicked song? Mine is Popular. Good choice. Mine's got to be Defying Gravity. But I love all the songs. I think they're all fantastic. I've not listened to the songs from the second half of it yet, obviously, because part two is out this year. But yeah, based on the part one movie soundtrack, love all of them. Popular is one of my favorites. Yes, Dawson. Yeah, that's true. Do you think a Moneypenny TV series would be good? Um, it depends. If she's going to be stuck behind a desk all the time, then no. But if they give her stuff to do, then maybe. If they made it about Naomi Harris being in the field, I'd be interested in that. But it could get fatigued. Yeah. Then people are also desperate for some content because it's been a while since No Time to Die, so we really are craving something at this point. So, have I seen Rambo? Yes. I have seen. Well, I've not seen all of them. I've seen the first two, I think. No, I've seen the first one, the fourth one, and the last one, the fifth one. Not seen two and three. Do you think Shrek 5 will be similar to Ice Age 4? Potentially, yes. Ah, Steve, hello. Nice to see you. Yeah, I had a haircut recently. I'm guessing that's what you were referring to. Ugh, so it's a bit of a mess, but anyway. Have you seen Adam West Batman? Yes, I have. Well, I've seen bits and pieces, not entire episodes. Have you seen Beverly Hills Cop? No, I'm afraid not. Yes, Mickey 17 does look pretty good with Robert Pattinson and Martin Powder. I might actually go and watch that because that does look kind of funny with Danny Dyer, who used to be in EastEnders. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for the compliment. Yeah, sorry, not able to answer all your questions. Call me boring if I haven't seen everything, but your compliment means a lot. Thank you very much. Was one film you have to see on the big screen? Do you mean like that's coming out, or film that I've already seen that I would love to see on the big screen? Um, because if there's anything coming out that I know I have to see on the big screen, it's Avatar: Fire and Ash, which is the third one. Looking forward to that. Do you know the Dragon Critic? Yes, I do. I used to be friends with him, but we don't actually have that much in common. We fell out around the time of, I think it was the lockdown, just before the lockdown happened. We're just two very different people, but I hear he's doing quite well, so I hope he's all right. But Yeah, we're very different. What did you Why did you fall out? Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna dwell on it too much, but I'll just say that, um, a bit like someone else on YouTube at the moment, he would struggle to talk about anything else other than what he liked, and if you disagreed with his opinion, he would struggle with that. I mean, I understand, he loves what he loves, but I couldn't hear it all the time. It just started to not feel like a friendship. I just felt like I was coming in to hear him talk about everything he loved, and he was ranting on the Oscars about how to Train Your Dragon 3 didn't win an Oscar over Toy Story 4, and I'd never hear the end of it. I just got tired of it, to be honest. But I mean, I don't hate the guy, nothing really against him, but he just, in my personal opinion, if I'm going to be honest here, I just think he had a lot of growing up to do. But maybe I wasn't the perfect friend. Maybe I wasn't, but I was friends with him for about 3 years. But again, I'm sure he's doing much better now, so good for him. Would you have liked to have seen a Batman and Superman movie? Yes, I would love that. Michael Keaton, Christopher Reeve, if obviously Reeve was still around, that would have been amazing. It would have been an amazing opportunity. Do you know what happened to Jack the Film Fanatics channel? No, I'm guessing he deleted it. Jack and I have sort of fell out over the years. A couple of years ago now, we fell out. So yeah, I don't know what he's doing. Yes, yeah, I did say that. Yeah, I mean, I stand by that. But yeah, that Kid Who Would Be King. That film was awful. Do you remember your first viewing of Die Another Day? Yeah, struggled to stay awake. That was one thing. It was just a very it was a difficult film to get through. It was long and it was tedious and the dialogue was painful. So yeah. Oh, good for you. Glad you enjoy doing Panto. Oh, Snow White. How convenient with the remake coming out soon. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. Are you still friends with Alan Kalo? I liked some of your Bond reflections. Oh, thank you. Yes, no, we aren't friends anymore. Sadly, we kind of just drifted apart really because I became busier. He became busier as well. We lost time for each other. We lost contact, and misunderstandings happened that led to the friendship ending, which was a shame. But I've heard he's doing well, so again, good for him. I like the guy very much. I hope he's all right. But I guess some friendships aren't meant to be. Do you like ACDC? Yes, I do. Would you rather watch The Kid Who Would Be King or Die Another Day? I would say The Kid Who Would Be King because it's shorter and the dialogue isn't as nauseating. I mean, it's still not a good movie, but it's pretty bad. I think part of the reason as well why I'm not keen on that film is that at the time I worked in a cinema and I was an usher and I would stand behind the counter waiting for someone to come with their tickets and the TV screens would play the trailer all the time and it was an awful trailer. It had some very bad music. It had this dun 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 dun. It was just this flat music track. It just made me laugh all the time. I was like, this looks so bad. And yeah, I just I just remember not really liking that film very much. It was a bit stupid, but I mean, it's harmless. It's a harmless one. But Die Another Day craps all over 40 Years of Bond. So sorry, that's the reason why. Would you rather watch Wicked or Planet of the Apes 2001? Well, that's an obvious choice. Wicked. Thoughts on Motorhead and the Sex Pistols? Not really a big music person, so I haven't listened to them. Sorry. Have you seen Around the World in 80 Days? I think I saw it. If I did, I was a kid, so I don't remember it. But I know which film you're talking about. But I'm not sure if I saw it. It would have been a long time ago. You music in me. Right. So I'm gonna pour myself a drink. Sorry, mouth's getting a bit dry, so bear with me. Probably will give it another like 15 minutes and then head because the old family got to sleep because they're working tomorrow. Yeah, no, Jack was a friend. No, I wouldn't say he was a prick. We had our disagreements, we had our fallouts, but no, I think at heart he was a nice guy. Um, oh yeah, the Blade Runner one. We were making some joke about Harrison Ford, and we just kept laughing about it. Poor Alan didn't know what the hell was going on. Um, yeah, I had no interest in seeing Wicked at first. Yeah, no, exactly. I saw the trailer for Wicked, and I was like, hmm. I mean, it looks all right, but I knew the show was popular, but I'd never seen it, and I thought, I'll give it a chance. I heard it was being split into two films, and I thought, oh, this is going to be another waste of time. But actually, it is amazing. I really love the film. I've seen it like two or three times now, and I just love it. I just think it's wonderful for a 2 hour 40-minute film based on half of the show. It's amazing how well they edited it. It's bursting with energy. It's so good. It's one of the best musical movies ever made. It's that good. Have you ever grown out a beard for yourself? Um, no. I mean, I've let it grow to a bit more stubble now, but it does start to itch sometimes. Like I'll let it grow a bit more than this, but generally speaking, I won't let it grow too much more than this. It takes a while for this to properly grow out. Have you ever grown out a beard for yourself? No, I've already answered that. Oh, thank you, Harry. Thank you very much. Have you seen the trailer for Doctor Who season 2? No, I still haven't even watched Joy to the World yet. I'm just kind of losing interest in Doctor Who. I hate to say it, but I really am. But there we are. Can you do an impression of Lambo Rock Strikes Back ranting about school? If Lambo, if you're watching this, no offense intended, I was asked to do this. So, oh my god, the teachers are the worst, and the homework. Don't get me started on the homework. That's about as much as I can do for now. Is there an actor or actress from Bond who passed away you missed the most? Aside from Connery Moore. Yes. Honor Blackman. Rest in peace, Honor Blackman. Amazing. Do you like to cook? Yeah, I do, but I don't get the chance to very much. My favorite meal is spaghetti bolognese. That would be one of my favorites to cook. Can't get enough of that meal. It's so nice. Do you like the three flavors cornetto Trump? I'm guessing you mean trilogy. Um, yeah, I think it's a good trilogy, but I don't like The World's End very much. I need to rewatch it and find out if I still don't like it. But when I first saw it, I thought it was boring. So, did you watch the 40th anniversary of EastEnders? No, I kind of gave up with EastEnders many years ago. Ever seen Blake Seven? No. Sorry. Joel and Owen impersonations. Oh, baby girl. Oh, what else does Joel say? Getting my head blown off by a goddamn kid. God, he's got many lines, doesn't he? Here's how this thing's gonna play out. You don't bring up Tess. Ever. Bill, can we please just get on with it? As for Owen. Abby, stop flirting. I'm tired, Abby, of saving a world I don't give a fuck about anymore. Don't you fucking move. I got the other one. That's all I could do for now. That was a hilarious impression. Oh, thank you. Opinion on Harold Sakata. Remind me who that is. I'm sorry if I'm being thick, but I can't remember who that is. Do you think Doctor Who should have a long rest again? Yes, I think at the very least it should have a long rest. It needs a break. It needs a sense of direction because it's all over the place. I think Doctor Who is all over the place. I would say it's boring. Most satisfying defeat of a Disney villain. Ooh, probably Scar in The Lion King. Yeah, he's pretty nasty, so him getting eaten by his own followers is, it's kind of a nice turn of events, isn't it? Can you do an impression of Mr. McCrizzy? I don't know who that is. Sorry, you'll have to remind me who that is. Lambo singing the Tough Puppy theme song. What's the Tough Puppy theme song? Let me have a look at that. I'll look on Google. I might know it, but I don't know. Tough Puppy theme song. Uh, Bear with me. Yeah, I don't know it, but I will. I'll tell you what. I'll do one of him singing another theme song. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? Do now. I'll do that one for you. Get into a fight with anyone in real life. Well, obviously, for legal reasons, I want to be careful what I say, but I'll just say in school, I did get into one fight. I was being bullied at the time, but I was also trying to help a friend who was he was stressed out and he was on the verge of fainting. My bully was in the corner trying to, shout crap towards me, and then some other guy comes over, tries to like be a show off, nudge my friend. I lost it, grabbed the guy, threw him against a wall, and was just like tugging him. I didn't actually hit him, but I got so angry that day. I lost my patience. It's not like me. I really, honestly, despite what my sides might tell you, I'm not one for confrontations. So yeah. Uh, I mean, I don't think Goldfinger's the campiest Bond film. I think it's got quite a good tone. Some of the some of the film is dated. There's no doubt about that. But maybe the name Pussy Galore, yeah, is particularly dated. Um, but no, I wouldn't say it's too campy. Harold Sakata. Oh yeah, thank you. What was the question about it? Was it an impression? I can't, I don't know. Whoever asked about Harold Sakata, if you want an impression of him as Odd Job, ah, that's it. In your opinion, who's the hottest movie character? Oh, good question. Yeah, gosh. I mean, if we're talking about animation, Ariel from The Little Mermaid, I always had a crush on. Live action. Oh, there's a lot to choose from. I probably would go with Barbara Bach from. No, actually, I think Catherine Shell was pretty hot. Yeah, I think when she was in the Pink Panther and she was in Bond, her. Who do you think Doctor Who is too PC now? Potentially, yes. Yeah, I think it has got a bit lost in some of that stuff. Can you do an impression of Donald Trump? We're going to build a wall. We're going to make America great again. We're going to get the Mexicans to pay for the wall. It is going to be so good. There is no fake news. Lambert, the school deserves a 0 out of 10. School gets a 0 out of 10 stars. Nicest place you've been abroad? Oh, Lanzarote was nice. I went there a couple of times in my youth. It was very nice. Glinda from Wicked is hot. Oh, of course. How could I forget Ariana Grande? Yeah, I'd be lying. I said I wasn't attracted to her. Yeah, she's stunning. She's stunning, and not only is she beautiful, she's naturally very talented. So that's a winning combination there. Can you see Lazenby in For Your Eyes Only? Maybe. It's a maybe. What's your favorite Christopher Nolan movie? The Dark Knight, easily. Have you ever had a dry martini, shaken not stirred? Kind of. I went to this Bond experience. It was like it was called Secret Cinema, and it was for Casino Royale. It was part of the birthday present that I had. And I tried vodka martinis. Tried a bit too many. So there we are. Can I do an impression of Joe Biden? I don't think so. I'm not sure what he says. I don't know how he sounds. I know he's American, but beyond doing an American accent, I don't know how well I can do it. Favorite subjects at school? Drama, as in like performing arts. Not that I would cause drama for people, but as in drama, acting. Worst job you've ever had? I actually worked in McDonald's during the lockdown. That was awful. I hated that job so much. Which Bond girl from the Moore era could have had the best chemistry of Lazenby? Ooh, it's a good question. Maybe Carol Bouquet from For Your Eyes Only, as someone mentioned For Your Eyes Only recently. You've seen The Sixth Sense? Not yet. It's on the list. Can you do an impression of Roger Moore? Roger always wants more. How do you kill 5 hours in Rio if you don't samba? We are two of a kind. Ah, Mayday, where have you been? I've been waiting for you to take care of me personally. I see you're a woman of very few words. Can you do an impression of both of the George Bushes? I'm afraid I can't. Sorry, I don't know what they sound like. What was so bad about McDonald's? The speed at which you had to work. The work itself wasn't difficult, but the stress at which you have to produce results is awful. And when you've already got bad mental health, that doesn't help. Um, Admittedly, when I worked there, it was in lockdown, so there was some measures in place. But I generally was like a runner, so I would just prep the orders, get them ready, and shove them in a bag, or take orders outside. They made me wear a COVID mask and a visor over the top, so I couldn't breathe and I couldn't see where I was going, which is annoying. And it was just the fast-paced nature of it. I really didn't like it, but I did find somewhere else to work, so I resigned. Thank God, just as things were opening up in 2021. Oh, but that never again. It didn't do my mental health any good, nor my physical health. Oh, sorry, I'm uncomfortable. Right, Bill Clinton. Have I seen Piece by Piece? No, sorry, I haven't seen it. You do an impression of Bill Clinton? Is Bill Clinton the one that sounds a bit like this? I don't know. It's a good show. I thought this was a good show. I don't know. That's not very good. Have you ever been insulted by a customer? Yes, many times. I'm used to it now. You do an impression of Boris Johnson? Well, I think that we must all work together to keep the R number below 0.1, and you must join us in the crucial effort to stop the COVID-19 pandemic. Stay at home, stay alert, control the virus, protect our NHS, and save lives. And I'm not really very good at. Well, I am good. I am good at throwing a party, but now I have no party to run. You see, because I'm not prime minister anymore. Anyway, can you do an impression of the Joker from The Dark Knight? I can, and I will. I'm gonna make this pencil disappear. What happened? Jabal's drop off. As for the television's so-called plan, Batman has no jurisdiction. Starting tonight, people will die. I'm a man of my word. How would Roger Moore sound as Batman? Hello, Freeze. I'm Batman. Have you ever felt like quitting a job as soon as you started, except McDonald's? Yeah, I have. Honestly, sometimes you do have to stick it out for a bit. But yeah, I have had jobs where I've been driven to leave without getting another job, which is not ideal. But there we are. Have you seen Red One? I started to watch it, didn't enjoy it. Wait, no, actually, no, Red One. That's the Christmas movie, isn't it? I was thinking of something else on Netflix with Dwayne Johnson, but I've not seen Red One, not yet. Do you like Pizza Hut? Yes. Do you like pizza? Also, yes. You ever voted in a general election? Yeah, but I don't care who I vote for because I don't care much for politics. I don't think any of them really have anything that sways me, so I just kind of do a blind vote, to be honest. You see Timothy Dalton as Bruce Wayne Batman? Honestly, no. I don't think so. Favorite Tom Baker Doctor Who story? The Deadly Assassin. Good Boris Johnson impression. Well, I thank you very much. I mean, no, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Can you do an impression from Glinda from Wicked, or is that too hard? I'll give it a go. Obviously, I'm a man, so my voice might not be quite the right intonation. Like when she does the when she does that, I can do that. But in terms of her dialogue, she's like, "Give me my leg, give me my leg." Yeah, popular. You're gonna be popular. I can't really impersonate women very well. Uh, Here it is. Mm, do you agree with Alex that Trolls World Tour is the Dark Knight of Trolls? No. Sorry, Alex. Okay, I'll give it a go. What gives you the right? What's the difference between you and me? I'm not wearing hockey pads. It was Timothy Dalton, and I was Roger Moore. I'm not wearing hockey pads. Do you agree with Alex that Trolls Band Together is the return of the King of Trolls? Well, I can't neither agree nor disagree because I haven't seen it. So, but it's likely that it's not. Do you like sausage rolls? I do indeed. You do an impression of the Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yes. I'll be back. But I can more do Batman and Robin. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. Let's kick some ice. I will freeze Gotham. Who did you vote for in the last election? I can't bloody remember, to be honest. It was a while ago. Can you do an impression of William Hartnell? Give it a go. Yes, oh, Chatterton, my boy. One day I will come back. Yes, yes, I shall come back. Arnold as Batman from The Dark Knight. I'm not wearing hockey pads. Frank Butcher impression from EastEnders. I don't know. I need a line. I need you to give me a line. I mean, I could do a Cockney accent, but I don't know if I can do it as Frank Butcher. Is Alex called Trolls Band Together fan because he has a Trolls account or because he likes the films or both? Well, it's mainly because he likes the movies, but at this point it's both because the word troll, he has manifested that in his videos. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Popular. I'm going to be popular. You know, it's funny. I was going to do another impressions video recently. I love you, Pat. It's the best I can do at the moment. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, I like with the Glinda character. I like the fact that Ariana added the sort of comic twist to her, and the fact that there was a moment where she would say something that would sound a bit robotic, but that's kind of what made it funny. Like this simple coat thrown into a magnificent bar gown. Bar gown. She was doing all that, and that was kind of funny. Yeah, she was very funny. And she's like, I didn't get my way. I need to lie down. We need a pastry. We need a pastry. Yeah, I mean, I know she didn't win the Oscar, but I'm glad she got a nomination. She is very talented. She too is a very good impersonator. Um, that's Frank Butcher. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. How would Bane from The Dark Knight Rises sound? Oh, okay. Trying to think of the lines. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. Impression of Hugh Grant. Well, I'm Hugh Grant, and I talk like this. I'm posh, but I'm not. Uh, do Joel and Owen singing popular? You will be popular. You're gonna be popular. I'll teach you the proper poise when you talk to boys. Uh, that's all I can remember for the moment. Have you seen Alex put you in his top 10 worst YouTubers list? What were your thoughts on that? My thoughts. Good for you, Alex. Well done. Couldn't say it to my face, but well done. Well done. Would you ever do a rant on Boss Baby 2? Maybe. I'll consider it just for you. David Tennant as Deadpool. Oh, God. What does Deadpool say? He says so many. Mostly he says the word fuck, but let me just find a Deadpool quote. Deadpool. Oh, no, actually, I've got one. Which timeline? These. No, hang on. Which timeline? McAvoy or Stewart? These timelines are so confusing. Oh, yes. Ugh. Ugh. Mr. Bean. Oh, my God. Let me just. I need to look up how he sounds. Mr. Bean voice. I've not seen Mr. Bean for a while. I'll be back. Oh no, that was terrible. I'll have to do that again at another point. Gandalf singing "Happy Birthday." Happy birthday, Bilbo Baggins. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bilbo. Happy birthday to you. Thank you for watching and go Poppy. Mr. Bean's. I can't do Mr. Bean. I'm sorry. I just tried it and it's terrible. My Mr. Bean impression is terrible. I need to give me another one. I'll do a different voice. But, thoughts on the YouTuber Penguinzo? Oh, the critical. Yeah, I like that guy. Yeah, he's funny. I mean, his voice is like he doesn't give two shits, but he's hilarious. What's up, everybody? It's Critical. I'm playing Pepsi Man. Let's do this shit. He almost sounds like a more stoned version of Patrick from SpongeBob. Sorry, I don't mean to be offensive when I say that, but it's I've always found it funny because of that. No, you're not pushing me too far. It's just certain voices I can't do, like Mr. Bean. I need more practice at that. Do Donald Trump singing popular? Popular. I'm going to be unpopular. I'll build walls. You'll knock them down with everything that I have got, and the Mexicans will pay for it. La 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 la. I'm not going to do the Dragon Critic out of respect. I don't think that's appropriate. SpongeBob. I can give it a try. Now that we're men, we have facial hair. Now that we're men, I changed my underwear. Oh, one of the best bits of Patrick is when he in the movie he walks into the I don't know what it's called, like the bar, and he says, "Can I have everybody's attention?" And then they come over, and he says, "I have to use the bathroom." It's right over there. And SpongeBob was like, "Oh, stupid contacts. Oh, there it is. Better go wash it off." Oh no, I didn't see about Vote Saxon. No, I didn't see that. Bluey. No, but my 5-year-old nephew likes Bluey. I've never watched it myself, but my nephew enjoys it, so he's the right age for it. So. God, it's oh shit! I realise I've been on for over 2 hours. Could Mr. Bean ruin your country as Prime Minister? He might be better than the people that have been in charge lately. Who knows? Have you seen Never Say Never Again? Yes, I have, unfortunately. I've done a rant on it on the channel, so go and check it out if you want my thoughts. The video is called Most Evil Streamer Ever. Oh, okay. Thanks for that. Mike Tyson. Don't know. Let me have a listen to how he sounds. Tyson voice. All right, give it a go. I'm the most vicious, ruthless champion that there's ever been. It's not very good. Never Say Never Again. Is it worth watching? If you're a completist with Bond, maybe, but honestly, probably not. There's going to be a new baby on Peppa Pig. Didn't know that. Guess the mum and dad got busy. I know, but I know what you're talking about, Jared. I've not seen the movie though. I know what you're talking about. Do you like Jack Nicholson? What, as a person or as an actor? As an actor, yeah, pretty good. I think he's talented. Don't know much about him as a person, but I'm sure he's nice. Right, I think may have to call it there, guys. I'll answer one or two more, and then we'll have to leave it there because family have got to get to bed. Or Mummy Pig's been having an affair. Oh, Alex, you dirty boy. As an actor, yeah. Well, from what I've seen, yeah, very, very good. Right. Okay, if there's no more questions from the floor, I'm going to end it there. Thank you very much, everybody. This has been great fun. It's been longer than I expected, but still, I enjoyed it. Thank you, everybody, and until next time, I'm Pajack's Perspective. See ya.